Well, as Brandon's been talking about this morning, temperatures are about to get hot again, which leads to the question, how well is your air conditioning working in order to handle these temps? And are you ready to pay more because you're going to be using a little more energy this summer? So joining us this morning to talk about all this is Steven Stewart of Southern Comfort Mechanical AC and Heating. Steven, good morning. Thanks for joining us here.
Good morning, Grant. How are you?
I am well. What about yourself?
Not too bad, thank you.
So we're talking, temperatures in the 90s or above here, which means a lot of us are going to be turning the AC, cranking the temperature down, which means we're going to be using more energy. So what are the main tips you've got for homeowners to reduce those, energy bills this time of year?
I would say some of the tips and suggestions I have, the main one I would suggest is keeping your air filter clean, changed out regularly. Clogged up air filter is the #1 cause of breakdowns, but also that if it's clogged up, it's making the motors work harder to get that target airflow through the system. So keeping that changed out will reduce the energy consumed there. Next suggestion I have is keep an AC maintenance, have it checked out, make sure that your electrical components are working with inside specifications. Here is a field motor from an outdoor unit that spins the fan. Typically this uses about 1 amp of electricity. If it's going bad, it will use 1.5 to 2 amps, so consuming more energy there. So having that maintenance, make sure all those components are working with inside specification. In addition to that, keeping the airflow through the system is trimming any bushes, trees around your outdoor unit back about 3 feet, allow that airflow to move through the system and stop it having to work as hard. The other things then you can do is to stop the heat buildup inside your home. So whenever you're using the shower, for example, use the bathroom fan. That removes that heat and moisture, saves the AC system having to do that. Then building on that is whenever you have curtains or shades in a room, if you draw those during the day, keep the sunlight out, stops the heat building out. The other thing then is turning on ceiling fans in the down position. Keep that airflow moving. It will actually feel cooler than it actually is just from that air moving through. So those are some of the top things I would suggest.
All good things, because you want to get ahead of those problems before you hear that AC go out. What are the telltale signs that maybe something worse could be happening, down the line?
I always say you'll feel it. If it doesn't feel like it's keeping up like it used to, that's a telltale sign that there's something up. So rather than wait, typically people wait around 3 days. Call early so you can get on the schedule. The other thing will be if it's running extended periods of time. So if you're used to it running 6-8 hours a day in the summer and suddenly you feel it's running a lot longer, maybe 10 hours, 12 hours, or around the clock, that's a sign that you have some sort of leak in the Freon system. Again, that's a telltale sign.
Something you certainly want to get checked out. Steven Stewart, thank you for joining us here this morning. We want to get